What's going on, guys? Balkan Architect here, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to create this really cool hexagonal site component inside of Revit. So I've seen this as part of a park project. The park has a playground, and I've already created a video on how to create that playground, which I'm going to link up in the cards above. So in today's video I wanted to show you, just for the same park, how to create this really cool kind of landscape component. I made lots of these when I was back in architecture school, and I really like these little small challenges and I find them fun. So that's what we're doing today. Now, before we actually jump into Revit, I would quickly like to ask you to check out my website, balkanarchitect.com. I'm going to link it down just below this video in the description, and then also up in the cards above. There you can find all of my Revit courses where I take the extra time to go slowly, step by step, and explain all of the complex Revit topics in depth. Now, there is over 130 hours of content, and I'm adding more each month. And also make sure to check out my templates there. So I have some ready to go customized Revit templates. I have some really high quality Revit families, and also there is a plugin that might interest you too. Okay, so now without any further ado, let's jump straight into Revit. And as you can see, here I am in Revit, so I'm just going to start a new project, and for the template file I'm just going to be using my architecture design template. If you want to check it out, I'm just going to link it up in the cards above. Now let's click OK, and let's let Revit start right up. So as soon as Revit starts up, I'm going to go to the site plan, just because this is going to be a site component, and let's get started here. Now you can model this there are different approaches. You can use individual families and then bring it all together. You can use massing if you want. I think this is simple enough where we can just use an in-place component. That would be my approach, so that's what I'm going to be doing for this particular case. So let's go to in-place component, and then we can use entourage, for example, for this, just as a category. Click OK, and now let's start with an extrusion. So I want to start with an inscribed polygon. So 6 sides, the depth is going to be 40 centimeters, and then let's just click here in the center and then go up by the value of 80. Okay, so now we have one of these hexagons. So if I go to the 3D view, yeah, this is what we have. So let's now start. So I'm just going to be copying this, and I think I have 9 of these. So I'm just looking at an image over here as reference. This is the kind of the image from the park. So here we have or here, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have 9 there, and then up here again we have 9, just a little bit offset. So what I'm going to do is just select this one, go here to array. I'm going to uncheck a group and associate, so it's a linear array, number is 9, move to second, and then just move it like that, and here we have 9 of these. So now I can copy this and just copy it from here to here. There we go. Now moving forward, above that we have, as you can see here, another row of 1, 2, 3. I think this is 3. Okay, so for that, let's just grab 3 of these here, go to copy, and then we should copy them here, if I'm not mistaken. So no, here. Okay, there we go. And then down below we have a set of this is 6, so let's grab 6 of these. So do we have, oh, this is 5, 6, and then copy, and then let's just copy these here, and then below that finally we have 3 on the bottom. So let's copy these and just place them there on the bottom like so. Okay, so this is what we have. Now we should modify their elevations. So we have kind of multiple sets. So the first couple of rows are going to be just like this, 40 centimeters. And then I'm just going to select these here. So again, I'm just looking at the image as reference. So here we should have like 5. So that's like 5 here. And then on top as well. So these should go up, and then let's move these up as well. So I'm just going to come to these, and then all of these I'm just going to move to 80. So let's go here and set them to 80 centimeters. And then let's see. No, let's actually go with these to 120. There we go. And then to 80, I'm just going to move these here, or actually let's go with all of these here like that. Okay, so these I'm going to move to 80 just to have a bit more variation. So now when I go to the 3D view, this is what we have. And then to add a bit more variation, I'm just going to select these two here and these two here, and then let's bring those down to 20 like so. And then these in the back, instead of 120, let's bring them down to 100. So you're just kind of introducing a little bit of variation. So these should go to 60 and so on. So we're just kind of playing around at this point. Okay, so once we're happy with what we have created in terms of these elements, let's now quickly assign a material to these. So I'm just going to select all of them and then go to Material, Edit, and then here let's set the material to something that's going to give us the best kind of effect as we have in those images or in the park. So I'm just going to search here for wood, but actually I want to find siding. Okay, so here I think this one will work. So if it will only show me the appearance, so this is basically what that looks like. Yeah, this is perfect. So I'm just going to go with this, apply that, so that's going to give me that color. And now if I go to realistic, there we go, perfect. Okay, so now we have kind of the hexagonal seating, the main feature of this site component. So let's now continue and let's add the kind of the vegetation and everything. So for that, what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to go here to the site plan, and then let's see. So here, what you'll see is this also goes in multiple levels. Now it's a bit hard to see here, but basically it's just following multiple levels. So let's actually replicate that. So again, I'm just going to go here to extrusion. Let's then use pick lines just to get this kind of line that goes, oops, not like that. So they have two here. Okay. So I'm just going to kind of start picking out this whole top row. Just kind of want to grab the whole thing all the way around. Like so, and then I'm just checking out the image here just to make sure I'm doing everything correctly. Okay, and we can then stop here. Okay, so once we have this here, I'm just going to continue it like so, and then let's go off to the side like this. Just I'm trying to follow kind of the modularity of this thing, and then I'm just going to go straight up, straight across, move it perhaps a little bit up, and then here I'm just going to fill it this arc a little bit like this, like, oh, we can even go to 4. Let's do 350. There we go, looks nice. Okay, so then here on this side, so what I'm going to be doing here is just kind of again following the lines, and then let's go perhaps, yeah, let's go like that off to the side, and then again let's follow this line here, and then we can go like so. Let's see, can we do just perpendicular? Yeah, I think that will work. Okay, and then we can just trim and extend to corner here. Okay, so once we have all of this done, now we can just use the offset. So let's give it an offset of something like, I don't know, let's go with 15 centimeters, and then okay, it's going to give me a chain, perfect, and then let's just trim and extend to corner here, and that's it. Okay, so once I have this, now if I go to the 3D view, this is what we have, and now we just need to extend this up, so it should go past this. So that's, let's try 120, and let's see what that looks like. Okay, I think this looks good. Yeah, I really like the way that this turned out. Okay, so we have the first layer. Now we also have a couple of them below. So for that, let's go back here to the site plan. And then again, let's go here to create, extrusion. Okay, this is going quicker than expected, so that's good. And then we can go like this, for example. And then we can go down and then perhaps vertical. And then this side can extend perhaps a little bit. Or can it go, or perhaps go horizontal? I don't know. No, let's go down. Let's extend it a little bit further, and then we can try to connect it here somehow. perhaps like this. Kind of trying to follow that honeycomb shape that we've started with. Okay, should we leave it as this or no? Let's actually just do trim and extend here. Okay, perfect. And then of course offset 15, and then here, let's see, perfect. And then let's use trim and extend here. And actually, because it's kind of going here against this wall, what I can do is I can actually delete these lines here, because technically I don't need them. So I can just continue this up here and this up here, and then just trim and extend it like so. And then I don't even need this line. So now I can just bring this up to 80, for example. Let's see. Yeah, and that will look really, really good. And then finally, let's do a small one at the bottom. So let's go back to site. And then here, let's go to create extrusion. And then let's just... so what I'll do is I'll use pick lines. And then let's try this. So I'm just going to take this and move it. Let's just see where can we fit this in. So if I move it like that, okay, so perhaps it can follow this line like so. So for example, this can work. Follow that line and then follow this line up and then go up to here. I think this will be good. Can we get it right to the corner? Or actually, let's just delete this and start a new line from here. Perfect. Okay, so once we have this in place, I can just delete these lines here, and then let's just do this. And then, of course, the offset, 15. Oops. Okay, like that. I think I've copied this one twice. Okay, and then we can just trim and extend to a corner like so. And now we have the bottom part of this thing. So if I go to the 3D view, yeah, that already looks really, really good. Okay, so now let's add the grass itself. And before we do that, let's actually turn this into a different material. So let's go to materials here and let's search for concrete. So I actually want to use concrete for this. Cast in place. Yeah, this one. I really like the color, the texture of this one, so I'm just going to use that one. There we go. Okay, so it applied that, see? And then let's do the inner side, so let's do the grass inside. So let's go here to create extrusion, and then use pick lines to pick this out to finish. Go to 3D view. So this was 120. So if I try this at 110, let's see what that looks like. Yeah, that's perfect. So yeah, I'm happy with that. So let's go back to site plan and let's try that again. So extrusion, pick lines. Oh, here it's selecting the whole chain. Okay, so this one we have to do manually. We cannot just use the tab key, unfortunately, because we've modeled it as multiple elements. But anyway, that's okay. So we have this one. So that was 80. So let's try 70, and let's see. Yeah, that looks good too. And then this one will be 30, I guess. So let's do the final one, extrusion, and then let's just use pick lines like so. Okay, trim and extend to corner. Okay, finish, and 3. And now this looks like that. Now I'm just going to hold the control key and select these two and add, oops, not that, add a material. And let's use plant or grass. Let's see. So I usually like to use this plant material. You'll see, because it's just lighter, I think it looks a bit better, kind of a bit nicer than that grass material. But you can use grass material if you want. It doesn't really matter. So anyways, now let's continue. Let's finish this up. So what I want to do here is I want to add a ramp here, for example. So what I can do is go to my site plan. Let's get rid of the starting view. So here, let's add a floor. But first, let's finish this model. So let's finish the in-place component. So then let's go to floor, and let's use the concrete. Okay, and then we can just use pick lines and start from, yeah, let's go from here. And let's just go all the way around, kind of picking all of these lines here. So sometimes I figured out it works, it's a bit quicker to kind of go every other one and then just go back. So in my experience, it kind of works a bit quicker, as you can see. So anyways, once you're happy with that, let's see how can we integrate the stair here. So the stair should be, is this perpendicular? Let's see. Oh, it is. Perfect. So let's then extend this ramp like or this edge here like so, and then this edge here like so. And finally, to complete that, let's see, so it's going to look something like that. Okay, and then let's just kind of cap it off here. Okay, and I'm just going to use trim and extend to corner just to finish this floor segment here. So there we go. So this is what we have at the moment. So here on this side, I want to on this side here, I want to add a stair, and then on this side here, I want to add a ramp that goes a little bit up. So let's do the ramp first. So I'm just going to go here to the floor tool, and then I'm going to go to the site plan. So I'm just going to use the pick lines here and then pick this line, and I'm just kind of creating the outline of this thing. Perhaps we can grab this line and this one. Just because it's all perpendicular, I can now grab this whole thing and kind of give it a shape. And let's extend it a little bit here, and then most importantly the slope arrow. So you just want to make sure that that goes parallel to the sides and it's perpendicular to the front and back. And then I can select this, and then I can say I want this ramp to start from I don't know, from 0 and then go to, let's say, 80 or something like that, or we can even go to 60. So it's not too steep. Okay, so once we have that ramp in place, see how it kind of perfectly follows this side and everything. Okay, and on the other side, let's do the stair. So you might be thinking, well, how do you do the stair on this whole thing? Well, it's actually quite easy. So you go to the site plan, and then you go here to stair. I'm just going to be using my monolithic stair. So instead of level 2, let's go to none, and then we have the option for a desired stair height, which I'm going to set to 120, for example. And then for the actual thread depth, let's go with 45 just to make those a bit longer. Apply. Let's see what that would look like. Okay, that looks good. Okay, so you just place the stair like this, you select it, and then here you have the option to convert it into sketch based. So then you can, did they do that? Yeah, and then you can go to edit sketch, and now you can, well, edit the sketch. And then you can just go here to align, and then align this side to this, align this, align this to that, and then you can finally use the trim and extend multiple elements option and just select this thing and then go like so. See? You hit the escape key, and again, you know, select this one, and you just go to all of these. Perfect. And then finally, let's extend this down, extend this up. Okay, perfect. And now when you hit finish, you have kind of a stair that's a little bit at an angle. Then you go to railing because you don't want railing, and you just set it to none. Click OK, hit finish, and now we have the stair there. Okay, so once we have the stair and once we have this flat bit, now let's connect all of this. So what I want to do here is, if you remember, this is up to 60 or 70. Let's see, is this? So this is up to 60. Okay, so what I want to do here is just go to the site plan and create another piece here. So let's create a floor that's at 60. So I can just go like this, for example. And then we can go from here to here. Okay, so we have a floor like this, and then you can imagine that we have a wall here or something. Okay, let's continue sketching here. You can imagine we have a wall here or something like that. It doesn't really matter. And then just make sure to finish and say that this is at 60. Okay, now let's go back to the 3D view. This looks nice. And now let's connect all of this. So I want to connect this side to this side, and I'm going to do that with a weird looking ramp. So let me show you. So what you want to do is go to the floor tool. Let's use that 60 centimeter offset, use pick lines, and you want to pick this line here and this line here. Then you want to switch to your arcs and then create a weird looking arc on this side like that, and then a not too weird looking one on this side. And then you want to hit finish. So once you have this in place, then what you want to do is you want to select this, go to modify sub-elements, and just move this side up a little bit until it goes to the top of that stair. And now, as you can see, it's going to have kind of an organic flow. So it's basically kind of a really nice, not too steep ramp, which I really like. Okay, so once you have that in place, then you can select this, go to the site plan, and now we need to trim this. Now, actually, I've shown this as part of a tutorial a few videos back, so I'm going to link it up in the cards above. But anyways, you just want to go here to vertical, select this, and then go to pick lines. Pick this line here, pick this line here. Let's see, can we connect these? Hopefully we'll be able to do that. Okay, we won't be able to do that. So let's then just give it a 45-degree trim here, like so. And then let's just trim it like that. And then you just want to go to the outside. So basically you just want to encompass the whole thing, so it kind of trims it away. So you hit finish. There we go. And then on the inside as well, so you want to go again vertical, select this thing, and then you just want to cut it here. So like that. And then you just kind of connect it like so, finish. There we go. And now if I go to the 3D view, this is what we have. So we have our ramp here, and then we have like a little bit steeper ramp, and then we have this kind of organic ramp in the back. And now I'm just going to be adding some trees and shrubs and bushes and so on. And I've just played around a little bit with adding some realistic families in terms of trees and people and bushes and so on. So I think it looks really, really good at this point. If you want to check these families out, those are available on my website. We have multiple really high quality realistic family packs. So I'm just going to link that up in the cards above. And then also, if you want to get access to all of my Revit project files, I upload all of them to my Patreon page. So if you want to check that out, it's going to be linked just below this video in the description, and then also up in the cards above. Thank you for watching, guys. Make sure to check out my website, balkanarchitect.com, for more Revit courses. There I have over 120 hours of content, and I'm adding more each week. Make sure to subscribe for more videos, and also I've added a video over there that might interest you as well.